Welcome to the bold. William Ruto fell out with Uhuru Kenyatta and the country was taken through an emotional charade. I'm not defending Rigathi Gachagua, but if William Ruto fell out with Uhuru Kenyatta after 5 years, then he's also falling out with Rigathi Gachagua after just 2 years, then the country will have to agree that the problem is William Samoei Arap Ruto. I think there is a mind-blowing story about the fallout between Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto. I think yesterday I did a video that Rigathi has been skipping State House events. Nation Today is documenting 11 events that he has skipped. The journalists have tried to reach out to his office and his handlers are saying that Rigathi went back to Madeira and is back there and he's not been picking, or rather he put his phone off and he's not been able to talk to anyone. And perhaps that is why Oscar Sudi was dispatched in Inoro to speak to the Kikuyu nation. Things are thick. And according to this expose, things started going worse during that tree planting day when a chopper that Rigathi was supposed to use was declined. His office requested the chopper from Kenya Air Force and it was declined. And then when he decided to try get private means, the ones that normally hire them, there was a demand to pay upfront, which could not be done. And Rigathi fumed and said unprinted words against his boss. And from then, Rigathi has not been seen. I want you to listen to this nation story.
Yuko wapi Rigiji? Kwa sikio la taifa limeanza kusikia swali hili kwa mbali baada ya naibu rais kukosa hafla kadhaa za kitaifa. Sio jambo la kawaida kwa naibu rais kutoonekana kwenye hafla kadhaa za serikali. La kushangaza zaidi ni kwamba ofisi yake haijatoa maelezo yoyote kuhusu kutoonekana kwake. Naibu rais kukosa hafla ya kitaifa ya kumlaki rais wa Uganda Yoweri Museveni ilikuwa moja ya takriban matukio 11 ambako Gachagua hakuonekana katika siku 7 zilizopita. Sio desturi ya Gachagua kukosa hafla kama hizi. Ingawa mara ya mwisho Rigiji kuonekana hadharani ilikuwa Jumatatu wiki hii alipokutana na umma kando ya barabara ya soko la Kagumo, kaunti ya Kirinyaga. Mambo yalianza Ijumaa alipokosa kwenye shughuli ya kitaifa ya upanzi wa miti iliyohusisha baraza zima la mawaziri akiwemo Rais Ruto aliyeongoza hafla saa hiyo huko Murang'a akiandamana na mbunge wa Kiharu Ndindi Nyoro. Vyombo vya habari vilikuwa vimehamishwa kwamba alikuwa ameratibiwa kupanda miti katika kaunti ya Bomet, lakini akaghairi dakika za mwisho. Je, chanzo cha kukatiza safari ni kipi? Sasa NTV imebaini kwamba huenda hafla hiyo ya upanzi wa miti Mei tarehe 10 ndiyo iliyovunja mwiko jikoni kwa serikali kuu na kuisukasuka meli ya UDA. Yamkini afisi ya naibu rais iliwasiliana na mamlaka ya usafiri wa anga ya Kenya kuagiza ndege ya kumsafirisha Gachagua hadi Bomet. Ole wake, kwani inasemekana jibu kutoka kwa afisa mwandamizi wa jeshi la anga lilisema kwamba maagizo kutoka juu yalikuwa yamepiga marufuku ndege za jeshi kutumiwa na wanasiasa. Kisha juhudi za kupata ndege 2 za kiraia pia ziligonga mwamba baada ya wamiliki wa ndege husika kusisitiza kwamba sharti wangepata malipo ya nauli kwanza kabla ya ndege kupigwa moto. Duru za kuaminika kutoka ofisi ya rais zinasema kwamba mvutano huo ulimsakama naibu rais aliyefoka kwa hasira kiasi cha kususia hafla nzima ikiwemo ile ya bosi wake kule Murang'a. Gachagua pia hakuwepo katika mkutano wa ikulu wa Jumanne wakati Rais Ruto alipokutana na wenye viti na wakurugenzi wa KTDA, ambapo walikubaliana kufanya kazi na washikadau wa majani chai ili kushughulikia mizozo miongoni mwa washikadau. Kumbuka, naibu rais ndiye amepewa wajibu mkuu wa kufufua sekta za chai, maziwa na kahawa. Kuziba pengo la naibu wake, rais alimwagiza mkuu wa utumishi wa umma kushika hatamu katika suala hilo. Siku hiyo, Gachagua ambaye pia alipewa jukumu la kuratibu mazungumzo ya ushirikiano wa kimataifa alikosa mkutano wa wanadiplomasia wa Umoja wa Ulaya. Naibu rais hakuwepo kwenye sherehe za mahafali wa KDF Eldoret Jumatano, na wakati Rais Museveni wa Uganda alipoondoka, aliagwa na waziri wa uchukuzi Kipchumba Murkomen na kubali usikubali, kinara wa upinzani Raila Odinga. Gachagua hakuwepo. Juhudi zetu za kutafuta majibu ya maswali haya kutoka kwa mkurugenzi wa mawasiliano ya naibu rais hazijafua dafu. Wandani wake wanasema Rigathi amekuwa kwake Madhira, Nyeri, japo hasemi na wenye kutaka kusema naye. Hemed Abdallah, NTV, Nairobi.
Now, there is I want us to look at some twists in this. If he was supposed to fly, and I think this is a matter I analyzed, I said it was not normal that Rigathi was supposed to be in Bomet. The other person that told me Tetu is Nyeri, but it was in Bomet. But I understand it could be in Bomet because the boss, Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, was actually in Murang'a. It was supposed to travel that day on that tree planting day. And if what could have triggered the decision by the Air Force bosses to deny Rigathi Gachagua that chopper, because there is a simple question of, after the death of Ogola, there was a narrative of swapping choppers on where the general's official chopper was swapped to be used by a politician, and that was largely blamed that it could have, that is what happened. And most of us raised questions why, and I think we were so vocal about the need for military choppers for politicians to stop using the military equipment. But Ogola died way back in April. And 2 weeks later, or rather 3 weeks later, we are having a discussion on chopper. And as they said, military chopper is not going to be used by politicians. That there was a directive from the president. If that directive was there, it is in good note. But of course, we may need to understand which are the chopper that was used by Waziri Kindiki, because Kindiki was in Marsabit. I saw cabinet secretary, another cabinet secretary in Tharaka Nithi, and they were dispatched in different parts of the country. Another second important question here is, do Rigathi Gachagua use that military chopper daily? Whenever he is running his errands, does he normally use that Air Force chopper that he was requested and it was declined? Remember, Ogola was from Air Force. And this story is saying that Rigathi office requested for that Air Force chopper and the request was declined. What will be the interest to us is, does he use it every day or that was the first time? And what triggered the fact that he was not given? Even those who were planning for who to go where, they would have had planned on how Rigathi Gachagua was going to fly. And what I'm seeing here, if there's a military restructure, then it hit the office of the deputy president. And I want to tell you why. I'm not a prophet. But do you realize that sometimes Rigathi used to carry the youthful MPs in these aircrafts? There was a day they went to Pwani University in the coast, and after that they landed in Kericho, in Eldoret, carrying the youthful MPs of Jalango and the other MPs. And the public raised questions. on what is Jalango and Kina Salasia doing in that military chopper. There was even a time they even created a story and they were saying that they were even mocking Salasia, that Salasia do criticize the deputy president, but is using the deputy president's chopper. So is it a question of some people felt uncomfortable by the mere fact that the deputy president has been misusing official choppers or aircraft that are given to him to carry this youthful MPs as part of political imaging? That could be it. But is that a reason enough to create the fallout? Now, number two, I am seeing Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua is sniffing that William Ruto is going to pick Ndindi Nyoro as his deputy. Within the first 1 year of Ruto Rigathi, what we were treated to was a loyal deputy. By the way, truth be told, whenever Rigathi was speaking, I remember when he was saying that they are planning to welcome their king in Sagana, Rigathi portrayed the image of the most loyal deputy that William Ruto would ever have. So I want to believe that being that he was throwing himself, he was subjecting himself to the president, he was submissive to the president, what might have caused friction in submission is probably an understanding that William Ruto is courting Ndindi Nyoro as the deputy in 2027. Because with this frosty relationship that is emerging, the truth of the matter here is, with this frosty relationship, it will not be easy for him to be picked as the deputy. And probably he knows it. Probably he knows it. And Rigathi Gachagua is actually very angry. This has allowed me to replay this video of last weekend.
For the avoidance of doubt, it's good that I put it clearly today, during the day. In matters revenue sharing, Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, is a believer and a proponent of 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling. Resources are about people. The whole issue of resources is about people. The more you are, the more taxes you pay. And it goes without saying, the more taxes you pay, when it comes to sharing, you share more. And it's that way. And we have no apologies to make, because it cannot be a constituency like Ruto, ambaye iko na watu almost 800,000, inapewa similar amount ya CDF with a constituency iko na watu 14,000. Is it fair? We want equality and equity. We want fairness in sharing of revenue. And we'll be pushing that agenda. Not because we come from a region that has a high population. No, because it's the right thing to do. It is fairness. Let's be fair. And resources are about people. So that will be pushing that agenda. I agree on equalization fund. We do have some areas in this region, like Mbere, like Atwanyaga in Thika, like Kieni in Nyeri, like Deya in Kiambu, that literally are semi-arid. And they have been forgotten. That is something we must work on.
When Rigathi was in Embu, when he was talking about 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote, he was speaking with some internal anger, able to scare. This is telling you Rigathi was very angry. And I agree with what Kimani Ichung'wah was saying, that Rigathi is speaking out of emotions. He would have realized that something is going on. Number 3, Did William Ruto get intelligence sometimes back that Rigathi Gachagua was secretly backing Limuru 3? Public has come out and say, amongst these leaders, Kimani Ichung'wah have said, we don't want the tribal politics. Moses Kuria have also come out to complain about Limuru 3. But Rigathi Gachagua did not oppose Limuru 3. And what I am also seeing here, Limuru 3 happened today, and if it was the Rigathi of last year, I'm telling you, police would have been deployed there to curb that Limuru 3, to ensure that it doesn't happen. Is it a point of William Ruto realizing that Rigathi Gachagua is courting some other people in Mount Kenya? In politics, it is possible. And what might have caused this is intelligence might have shown the president might have got in classified intelligence that his deputy have been meeting some leaders on the other side that are organizing Limuru 3. Because Ruto knows very well that Limuru 3 is the brainchild of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. If you are doubting that, if you watch that event, they endorsed Uhuru Kenyatta as the kingpin. And you can see that even after that endorsement, no one has come out to protest. Not even Rigathi. You're not even seeing Rigathi complaining about it. So it's a question of, have someone realized that Rigathi is meeting with the other side of the political divide? And this could be behind it. Number 3, or lastly, the office of the DP is being undermined. And when Uhuru Kenyatta said that his deputy has left government and is just doing other things, and he complained until he withdrew security details, he reduced some funding, and the reason why he was doing that, the reason why Uhuru Kenyatta even did that, even though much of it was just mere political propaganda, there was whatever was to be done by the role of the deputy president was to be done. But when that happened, it was because the deputy president was doing a lot of political activities. Now, what is happening that would have caused that office to be undermined? What is this perennial problem that the country now needs to understand? That a president with his deputy will never be together. We understand if it was the problem of UDA party, it was addressed. Because Rigathi team demanded for the party to have one deputy party leader, which was supposed to be him. It was granted, and after it was granted, they also agreed to have 2 assistant deputies. The last bit on it, and I may be wrong, this is a deal went wrong. The only thing that can separate men are interest, money. There is a deal on table, and someone is getting a raw deal, or someone is being chased out of the table. This is very critical. You know, unfortunately in politics you will never know the truth. To date, no one knows why Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto disagreed. But with Rigathi, the truthful man will come and one day and tell us maybe why they disagreed. On the question of the chopper and his phone going off, Rigathi is a man who is now in the stage of the deputy president. I want to believe he will not allow or rather accept to use any other alternative means. I insist, just 2 years with your deputy and you're already falling out, but you fell out with Uhuru Kenyatta after 5 years, then really the problem is the president. It's a matter of wait and see how this will play out. We want to see Rigathi, maybe how he will react to this. Remember, even there was a smear story. We reported 2.6 billion for his office, only for them to come and retract that. That is not what they presented to the budget committee. And I think things are not going to be easy. Mount Kenya, with these reports, Mount Kenya might actually split.